There comes a time in your life when you need to stop explaining yourself to people who don't believe in you. You don't owe them words, you don't owe them explanations, you owe them results. People will doubt you, they will question you, they will try to tell you what you can and cannot do. Let them talk, let them underestimate you. But while they waste time discussing your limits, you will be too busy breaking them. See, most people seek validation. They want the world to know what they're doing, what they're planning, and how hard they're working. But power is found in silence. Strength is found in discipline. Success is found in action. While they are busy gossiping, you are busy grinding. While they are posting about their dreams, you are building yours. While they are waiting for permission, you are already walking through the door. The greatest revenge is not anger. It is not words. It is results. When you rise above, when you transform your mind, your body, your finances, your future, when you achieve what they said was impossible, they won't know what hit them. But here's the key. This isn't about proving them wrong. This is about proving yourself right, about becoming the person you were meant to be, about creating a life so powerful that no one can deny it. So stay silent, stay disciplined, stay focused, and when the time comes, let your results do the talking. Because the loudest thing in the room is success. Silence is power. In a world where everyone is shouting, where people rush to announce their plans, their struggles, their every little victory, there is something rare, something powerful about the one who moves in silence. When you don't reveal your moves, no one can predict your next step. No one can interfere, no one can doubt you, no one can discourage you. Most people waste their energy explaining, justifying, trying to convince the world that they are on the right path. But the ones who truly succeed understand that real power comes from action, not announcement. When you talk too much about what you're going to do, you give away your energy. You spread it too thin, seeking validation instead of execution. But when you keep your vision locked inside you, protected, fueled only by your own belief and discipline, that's when it grows the strongest. Think about the most powerful forces in the world. Storms gather in silence before they strike. A lion doesn't roar before it attacks. The most unstoppable people in history weren't the ones who made the most noise. They were the ones who let their results speak for them. When you work in silence, there is no pressure, no expectations from the outside world. You are free to grow, to fail, to learn, to adjust, without anyone watching, without anyone judging. And when the time comes, when you rise, when you achieve what they thought was impossible, they will have no choice but to recognize what you have done. No explanations needed, no justifications required, because success is undeniable. They won't ask where you've been, they'll ask how you did it. They won't question your path, they'll wish they had followed it. And by then it will be too late for them to catch up. Because while they were talking, you were working. While they were watching, you were building. While they were waiting for approval, you were creating your own destiny. This is the power of silence. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't seek applause. It just wins. People will doubt you, no matter how big your dreams are, no matter how hard you work. There will always be someone who tells you that you can't do it. They'll say you don't have what it takes. They'll question your ability, your vision, your dedication. Some will doubt you because they don't believe in you. Others will doubt you because they don't believe in themselves. They project their fears onto you, trying to make you as small as they feel inside. But here's the truth. Doubt is not your enemy. It's fuel. Let them talk. Let them whisper. Let them criticize. Let them tell their version of the story. You don't owe them a response. You don't need to convince them, because words don't change minds, results do. The best response to doubt is to succeed so loudly that no words are needed. When they say you can't, prove that you can. When they say it's impossible, make it happen. When they say you'll never make it, show them you already have. Not through argument, not through debate, through action, through discipline, through relentless execution. Because when you win, their doubts no longer matter. Their words fade into the background. The same people who questioned you will be the ones asking how you did it. The same voices that tried to pull you down will suddenly go silent. But by then you won't even care, because you won't be focused on them. You'll be too busy building, too busy growing, too busy winning. So let them doubt, let them question, let them laugh. And while they're watching, you rise. Talking doesn't build success. Ideas don't build success. Dreams don't build success. Only action does. You can talk about your plans all day long. You can explain your vision to everyone who will listen. You can say all the right things, make all the right promises, and still go nowhere. Because words without action are worthless. They don't move the needle. They don't create momentum. They don't change your life. Only relentless execution will. Most people love to talk about what they're going to do. They get caught up in the excitement, the fantasy, the feeling of being on the verge of something great. But when it's time to show up, when it's time to put in the work, they disappear. They hesitate. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for motivation, for approval, for everything to line up just right. But success doesn't wait. It belongs to those who act, to those who wake up every day and do the work, to those who push forward when no one is watching, to those who execute even when they don't feel like it. It's easy to say you want success. It's easy to say you're committed. But are you showing up? Are you putting in the hours? Are you making progress step by step, even when it's uncomfortable? Because that's what separates the ones who talk from the ones who make it happen. The world doesn't care about what you say you're going to do. It only cares about what you prove through action. So stop explaining, stop justifying, stop waiting for permission, move, execute, do what needs to be done, and let your results speak for you. Discipline is the key, not approval, not validation, not the opinions of others. Most people spend their lives chasing recognition. They want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. They want someone to tell them they're on the right path. But the moment you start looking for approval, you lose focus on the work. You become distracted. You start making decisions based on what will impress others, not on what will move you forward. And that is where most people fail. Because success doesn't come from being liked. It doesn't come from applause. It comes from discipline. The ability to show up when no one is clapping. The ability to stay focused when no one is watching. The ability to grind in silence with no promise of recognition, no guarantee of reward. That is what separates the winners from the rest. The ones who make it don't need a pat on the back. They don't need reassurance. They don't wait for permission. They do the work because that's who they are, because they know that results don't come from approval. They come from commitment, from discipline, from doing what needs to be done over and over again until success is inevitable. So stop seeking validation. Stop looking around for approval. You don't need it. You never did. All you need is the discipline to keep going, to stay focused, to trust the process. And when the results come, they won't just see what you did. They'll wish they had done the same. The real work happens when no one is watching. The long nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices no one sees, the battles no one knows about. This is where success is built. Not in the spotlight, not in the applause, not in the moments where everyone is paying attention. It's in the silence. It's in the hours you spend grinding when the world is asleep. It's in the effort you put in when there's no instant reward, no recognition, no praise. Most people want to shine, but they don't want to do the work in the dark. They want the reward without the struggle. They want the results without the process, but it doesn't work that way. You don't get to stand in the light until you've put in the work when no one was looking. You don't get to celebrate until you've conquered the unseen battles. The champions, the greats, the unstoppable, they all have one thing in common. They worked when no one was watching. They put in the effort before anyone believed in them. They trained, they studied, they sacrificed, not for applause, not for approval, but because they were committed to becoming great. And when the time came, when the moment arrived, they didn't have to prove anything. The results spoke for them, because when you work in the dark, you are preparing yourself for the light. You are building a foundation so strong that when success comes, it's undeniable. So don't look for shortcuts. Don't wait for someone to notice you. Don't expect the world to give you a stage before you've earned it. Put in the work, in silence, in discipline, in relentless execution. And when the time is right, when you step into the light, the world won't just see you. They will feel the weight of everything you've built in the dark. Negativity is a trap, a bottomless pit that will drain your energy, steal your focus, and leave you empty. You don't have time for it. You don't have time to argue with people who doubt you. You don't have time to prove yourself to those who will never believe in you. You don't have time to waste energy on the people who criticize, who judge, who try to pull you down, because while you're caught up in their words, you're losing sight of your own path. While you're trying to convince them, you're slowing yourself down. While you're looking back at their doubts, you're missing what's ahead, and what's ahead is everything. You were not put on this earth to explain yourself. You were not given your dreams so you could beg for permission to chase them. You were given a vision, a fire, a purpose, something greater than their opinions. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them throw their negativity your way. It doesn't deserve your attention. It doesn't deserve your energy. Your energy belongs to your goals. Your energy belongs to your growth. Your energy belongs to proving yourself right, not proving them wrong. Because success is not about making them eat their words. It's about becoming the person you were meant to be. It's about waking up every day with focus, with drive, with discipline. It's about knowing deep down that your vision is real and you don't need anyone else to see it. One day they'll understand. One day they'll look back and realize they were wrong about you, but by then you won't even care because you won't be looking back. You'll be too busy moving forward. They said you couldn't do it. They laughed, they doubted, they told you that you weren't smart enough, strong enough, talented enough. And for a moment, maybe you believed them. Maybe their words got inside your head. Maybe their voices became so loud that you started to wonder if they were right. But deep down, you knew. You knew that their doubt wasn't about you. It was about them, their own fears, their own insecurities, their own limitations that they tried to place on you. And that is why you cannot waste a single second trying to prove them wrong. Because they don't matter. Their words don't matter. Their opinions don't shape your future. Your actions do. Your discipline does. Your commitment, your consistency, your refusal to quit. That is what determines who you become. So let them doubt. Let them watch from the sidelines, waiting for you to fail. And while they talk, while they whisper, while they sit still in their own, you move, you rise, you execute. You become so focused on winning that their voices fade into nothing. Because success is the only answer you need to give. Not arguments, not explanations, not revenge in the form of anger, but revenge in the form of undeniable achievement. When you win, their words lose all meaning. When you rise above, their doubts become irrelevant. Because the best way to respond to those who never believed in you is to become something they never imagined. And when you get there, when you stand at the top, when you look back at everything you overcame, you won't feel anger. You won't feel the need to prove anything anymore. You'll just smile because you'll know that while they were talking, you were building something they could never take away. Transformation doesn't happen in the spotlight. It doesn't happen in front of an audience. It happens in silence. In the quiet moments when no one is watching, in the early mornings and late nights when there's no applause, no recognition, no validation, just you and the work. This is where real change begins, not in grand gestures, not in sudden dramatic moments, but in the small daily decisions that no one sees. The choice to show up when you don't feel like it, the choice to push forward when no one is pushing you, the choice to stay disciplined when it would be easier to quit. Most people wait for the perfect moment to transform. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right opportunity. They wait for someone to notice them, to push them, to tell them it's time. But transformation doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing, from taking action even when it's uncomfortable, from staying consistent even when progress feels slow, from trusting the process even when you don't see immediate results, because the biggest breakthroughs don't come with a big announcement. They come after days, weeks, months of silent, focused effort. They come when you least expect them, when suddenly everything clicks and you realize you're not the same person you used to be, stronger, smarter, more disciplined, more capable. And by the time the world notices, it's already too late for them to catch up. Because while they were watching, talking, waiting, you were transforming. You don't need to announce your plans. You don't need to explain your vision. You don't need to convince anyone of what you're capable of. Just do the work. Let your results speak for you. Because when you achieve greatness, no explanation is needed. People waste too much energy trying to prove themselves, trying to get others to believe in them, trying to justify their dreams to those who will never understand. But the truth is, belief doesn't come from words. It comes from results. You don't have to tell people what you're going to do. You don't have to defend your journey. You don't have to waste time arguing with doubters, critics, or those who can't see what you see. Instead, focus on execution, on discipline, on consistency, because when the results come, the conversation ends. There is nothing left to debate. Nothing left to question. Success is undeniable. It silences doubt. It erases criticism. It turns skeptics into spectators watching in disbelief as you achieve what they said was impossible. But by then you won't care because you won't be looking for validation. You won't need approval. You'll be too busy winning, too busy pushing forward, too busy setting new goals, breaking new limits, reaching new heights. And when they finally ask how you did it, you won't need to say a word because your results will have already answered for you. Talk is cheap. Anyone can say they're going to be great. Anyone can promise they'll make it. Anyone can claim they're different, special, destined for success. But words don't mean anything without results. The loudest thing in the room isn't confidence. It's not opinions. It's not empty promises. It's success. Because when you've got results, people listen. They stop doubting. They stop questioning. They stop ignoring you. because success commands attention. It speaks louder than any words ever could. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to waste time convincing people to believe in you. You don't have to argue with doubters or explain your every move. Just win. Just show up every day and do the work. Just stay disciplined, stay hungry, stay relentless in your pursuit, because when you succeed, the conversation changes. The people who once ignored you start paying attention. The people who doubted you start asking how you did it. The ones who laughed at your dreams now wish they had followed their own. But by then you won't need their approval. You won't need their validation, because success speaks for itself. It turns silence into recognition. It turns doubt into respect. It turns dreams into reality. So don't waste energy trying to be heard. Don't waste time trying to be understood. Let your work do the talking. Let your results be your voice, because the loudest thing in the room is success. And when that success comes, when your results speak so loud that no one can ignore them, you won't need to say a word, because the work you put in, the sacrifices you made, and the discipline you built will tell the whole story. The people who once doubted you will have no choice but to respect you. Not because you argued, not because you proved them wrong, but because you proved yourself right. So stay focused. Stay relentless. Stay committed to your vision, because in the end, the only thing that truly matters is what you